Students, welcome to this module, pure substance, that is important terms of steam and steam table and uses. Okay, let us discuss about one by one the different terms of steams in this chapter. So first of all, wet steam. There is the wet stream is contains means the moisture of particles of water suspensions. It is said to be a wet stream. Suppose it means that the evaporation of the water is not complete, so somehow some moisture content will be there. The whole of the latent heat has not been absorbed. That is what wet stream. Well, come to the dry stream. It is an completely the water particles suspension completely evaporates and it becomes dry. There is no moisture content at all. Such a stream we call it as dry stream. So means the full latent heat and it behaves particles like a gas. So what we call it as dry steam. And then superheated steam. When the dry steam is further heated at a constant pressure, what happens? This rising its temperature, and it is said to be a superheated steam. Since the pressure is constant, therefore the volume is of superheated steam also it increases. It means that the volume of 1 kg superheated steam is considerably greater than the volume of 1 kg of dry steam. So for the same pressure. So in actual practice, what happen? The superheated steam is produced in a separate apparatus known as a superheater, and so that it is out of contact with the water from which was formed. Okay, so superheater is a device where it further we can give the heat to that steam and it improve the efficiency of the boiler. Suppose in the boiler we can observe that there is a mountings and accessories. So it is accessories. It is comes under the accessories. So it is improve the efficiency of the device boiler. Okay, so that superheated or heated steam is always gives a more efficiency of the power output. Okay, so then dryness fraction, or as we discussed, our condition of the steam is defined as the ratio of the mass of the actual dry steam to the mass of the quality of the steam of wet steam. So that is what dryness fraction. It is also called as the condition of the steam. So next one is sensible heat of water. Suppose what happen if it is the amount of heat absorbed by 1 kg of water when it is heated at a constant pressure from the freezing point, means 0 degree centigrade, to the temperature of formation of the steam, that is the saturation temperature. This sensible heat is also known as the liquid heat. Okay, so for a clear understanding, we must understand what is meant by specific heat. So if you know the specific heat at constant pressure, usually taken as 4.2 kilojoules per kg Kelvin for the water. Therefore, the heat absorbed by 1 kg of water from 0 to 100 degrees T degrees centigrade we call it as sensible heat. That is rise in temperature. That is sensible heat. That is mass into specific heat into rise in temperature. That is 4.2 into times of kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So this sensible heat of water in kilojoules per kg may be obtained directly by multiplying the specific heat of the water and saturation temperature in degree centigrade. So, and also one more thing we have to observe in this concept, there is a this value is taken equal to the specific enthalpy of the water. It is usually denoted by HF. Okay, in the steam table you can identify direct this value, that is HF. Okay, so this is about the sensible heat of the water. Next one is latent heat of evaporation. So latent heat of evaporation is the amount of heat to evaporate 1 kg of water. Suppose it is a boiling point is 100 started and its saturation temperature, or we call it as a saturation temperature, without change in temperature. So it is denoted by in steam table you can identify this value, that is as a HFG. So and the value is depends upon the pressure. Okay, as pressure changes, this value also changes. So the heat of this evaporation of the water or latent heat of the steam is 2257 kilojoules per kg Kelvin for the 1 atmosphere pressure. So you can check the various values of the pressure, 1 bar, 10 bar, 20 bar, like that you may get the values may changes that can be identified. We can identify in that steam table. So it has been experimentally found that the value of HFG decreases as the pressure increases. So and it is zero at critical pressure. So if the steam is wet, if the dryness fraction is x, that is then the heat absorbed by this during the evaporation becomes x into hfg. So this is about the latent heat of evaporation. In this case, the moisture content in the steam had to evaporate. So that is a mixture of vapor and water particles will be there. Okay, and we'll come to this enthalpy of what we total heat, or we call the enthalpy of steam. So it is amount of heat absorbed by this water from freezing point to a saturation temperature, along with this latent heat, that is heat absorbed by during the evaporation. That is sensible heat plus latent heat. We call it as the total heat. So again, in this total heat, if it is wet steam is there, we can write this expression as H is equal to HF plus X into HFG. If the dry steam is there, means dryness fraction is 1. So then simply we call it as Hg, or we can write it as HF plus HFG. That is the equation. So if it is superheated steam, means the X value is more than 1, then the equation becomes H sup is equal to HF plus HFG plus Cp into T sup minus T, or directly we can write it as Hg plus Cp into T sup minus T, where T sup minus T is what we call it as degree of superheat. Okay, degree of superheat. So this is about the concept and the specific volume of the steam, and similarly we can observe the formation of the steam. Okay, here also same. The suppose if you want to calculate for any superheated steam, that equation becomes Vf is equals to x into Vfg. For dry steam, V is equal to x into Vg. For superheated steam, V sup is equal to Vg into T sup by T. This is the equation. Okay. Next, let us will discuss about the steam table. Okay. What is mean by steam table? First of all, so this steam table I have taken here a sample of steam table chart. Okay. So first understand what is mean by steam table and what is the uses. Suppose if you have a different property of a dry such as steam, like a temperature of formation, like sensible heat, latent heat, or enthalpy, or total heat, or specific volume, entropy, various parameter or properties are vary with this pressure and temperature, that can be found by experiment only. So, and these properties have been carefully determined, and it is made by this tabular column known as steam table. So all the experimental data were structurally they have arranged in row and column wise that data, and it is easy to notify the particular property of that steam. So it may be noted that there is a slight difference in figures, but quoted by various authors. Okay, it is not mandated the value whatever the, suppose if the 1 bar pressure, the enthalpy of formation evaporation may be 2257 in one book, they may changes in 2270, like that. So it depends upon the author how they have conducted the experiment and how they have designed this steam table. Okay, and even in their various edition of the book also they make changes, but in this book what we are studying generally, suppose if you take any of the author, we have used standard properties which are internationally recognized, that values we have considered, and throughout the problems also we have considered standard steam table. And there are two important things you have to remember. One in terms of absolute pressure and other in terms of temperature. So an exact property of a dry saturated steam is now shown here in the table. So we have categorized based on the pressure and based on the temperature. So this is a typical or a steam table I have shown for this sample. So these are the steam table. I hope you understood. So here there is a, on what left side the pressure will be there based on pressure table. Pressure is made, and then the temperature, and next one is specific volume in meter cube per kg, and specific enthalpy in kilojoules per kg Kelvin, and specific entropy in kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So this is the properties. Along with this pressure they are given the values. So this can be identified by taking this value. Suppose if you want to calculate for 1 bar, so suppose 1 bar is there, if you have to go like this, all the values related to the 1 bar, you have to find out the properties of these values. Okay, this is how you are going to look for the stream table. So we'll come to know how you are you have to check the values in from the stream table while solving the problems. So I hope you understood this concept. Thank you.